Lost in time, exploring the past, perfect tense through the story of Tu Thuc. Perhaps because no one has seen the fairy world with their own eyes, people have fabricated countless fantastic details about this world. One of their imaginations is that time in the fairy world passes very much faster than that on Earth. One day in the fairy realm is equivalent to 100 years in the human world. A man accidentally finds a path that leads to the fairy world, where he meets a fairy and settles down with her. Nostalgic for his old place, he returns but is not recognized by anyone in his village. During the Tran dynasty, there was a young mandarin named Tu Thuc. Every year, he attended ceremonies at the regional temple where the famous Peony Festival was held. During the festival, a young lady, who wasn't aware of the strict rules of the temple, happened to pick a flower. The temple's monks immediately arrested, restrained, and imposed a fine on her. Seeing this, Tu Thuc gave the monks some money to free the girl. He asked her thoughtfully, "If you are not familiar with the rules here, where do you come from?" The maiden respectfully responded, "I am from the district of Tongsan. When you have a chance, I'd like to invite you to visit so that I can express my deep gratitude." They then parted ways. Tu Thuc returned to his everyday life. One day, he decided to resign from his post and live as a nomad. Remembering the maiden's invitation, Tu Thuc sought out the district of Tongsan. The scenery there had a charming beauty, but even after asking everywhere, he saw neither hide nor hair of the beautiful girl. Not discouraged, he continued looking. One day, Tu Thuc arrived at Than Phu Delta. Right in front of his eyes, a majestic cave suddenly appeared. Tu Thuc cautiously entered the cave and saw a palatial house right in the middle of it, completely surrounded by exotic flora. At the entrance to the castle, an elegant and classy woman greeted him with open arms. "Welcome, sir. You have finally reached this place, one of the 36 caves in the heavenly realm. I wonder if you still remember this girl from long ago." Upon saying this, she motioned for her maid to bring out an impressively beautiful young lady. Tu Thuc looked at her dumbfounded. She was none other than the maiden who stole the peony from the temple some years ago. The maiden, Jiang Huang, said shyly, "Thank you, not only for helping me before, but also for making the effort to look for me all this time." The princess of the cave gave orders to put up decorations and organize a marriage banquet for the two. From then on, Tu Thuc lived happily with his beautiful wife in this luxurious paradise filled with wealth. Time flew by, and he counted on his fingers that he had been there exactly 3 years. Although he was happy, Tu Thuc couldn't stop missing his parents, friends, and neighbors. One day he told his wife, "I want to leave you for a little bit to visit my homeland, and then I will return to spend the rest of my life with you." Jiang Huang was extremely heartbroken. She explained to him that the fairy world and the human world were now separated. If he left, he would never be able to return. Because he missed home so much, Tu Thuc did not pay attention to his wife's warning. Jiang Huang reluctantly saw Tu Thuc off at the cloud coach so that he could visit his homeland. Before he even realized it, the cloud coach brought Tu Thuc back to his old home. The surroundings had not changed much, but he did not see any villagers who looked familiar to him. Returning to his old place, he didn't see his house anywhere. Nobody knew who his parents or siblings were. Finally, he met an old man with silver white hair. Tu Thuc introduced himself to the old man and inquired about his own family. The old man thought long and hard, and then slowly replied, "My great-grandfather used to tell stories about a mandarin with your name, sir. One day, that mandarin went traveling and disappeared into a cave without leaving a trace. Nobody could find him. That happened about 300 years ago." After bidding farewell to the old man, Tu Thuc joylessly wandered around and finally ended up at the place where he first saw the cave. The cloud coach was no longer there, and grass and bushes had grown up and covered the entire entrance to the cave. Tu Thuc walked away in a daze and kept going in that state of mind until he was exhausted and dropped dead on the road. Villagers now call the cave that brought him to Jiang Huang Tu Thuc Cave. Grammar: past perfect tense presentation, form and use. He had lived there for 3 years. Nobody had seen him before. Form: Subject plus had plus past participle. V3. Examples. She was none other than the maiden whom Tu Thuc had helped at the temple some years ago. Tu Thuc was shocked because the old man had heard stories about him from his great-grandfather. Use. We use the past perfect to talk about an action that happened before another past action or a specific point in the past. Past perfect. The earlier action. Simple past. The later action. Example from the story. He counted on his fingers that he had been there exactly 3 years. He was in the present moment counting, but the time he spent there happened earlier. Practice. Task 1. Choose the correct verb form, simple past or past perfect. 1. When Tu Thuc returned, he realized had realized that no one knew him. 2. The monks, had arrested the girl before Tu Thuc helped her. 3. Tu Thuc had traveled far before he reached the magical cave. He hadn't seen anyone he recognized in the village. 5. The old man said his great-grandfather had told the story of Tu Thuc. Task 2. Complete the sentences using the past perfect of the verb between the parentheses. 1. By the time Tu Thuc got back, everyone forget who he was. 2. Before he met Zhang Huang again, he searched for her for a long time. 3. After Tu Thuc enter the cave, he discovered a beautiful palace. 4. The girl thanked him because he helped her at the temple. 5. Tu Thuc was shocked because the old man hear his story before. Production. Write 3 sentences using the past perfect to describe what happened before Tu Thuc returned to his village. Example. Tu Thuc had dreamed of his home many times before he left the fairy world.